Well, people talk all the time about curb appeal and sprucing up the outdoors of your home. But what do you do? How do you get the best bang for your buck? Well, we're going to show you how to bang it out so your home looks great. Well, Chris, as a professional landscaper, you got to love a warm, sunny day like this to get out there and do some work, right?
Yeah, you got to love it. I mean, perfect weather to work in.
Your company is full service. You do new installations, brick paver work, plantings, all that kind of stuff. We're talking about sprucing up your yard, and there's little things that you can do as a professional or even people can do themselves. Talk a little bit about that.
You want to add in some color, really. That's what a lot of people want to see. They want to see some color. So you want to put in some certain flowers, whether they're annuals or perennials. And of course, there are certain significant things such as trees and shrubs that can be put in. Those things are most likely going to need to be pruned and trimmed properly. Move away the dead limbs, that kind of stuff, so you can get lush new growth.
All right, let's talk about mulch and defining the beds, because there's a few tricks of the trade to really make it pop.
What you want to do sometimes is you can take a spray can and define the edge yourself. The edge is most important, I want to say that.
Yeah.
Because when you're making the edge, it can get a little rickety. Then once you get all the grass out and everything, that's when the mulch will come in.
And I think that it's important for people to know that when you're mulching, you don't always have to use the same color mulch all throughout the house, right? You can do a little mixing and matching.
Right, you could do some mixing and matching. Red is not usually a popular color, but for this tree, we're using red because, as you said, it's a small tree.
Yeah.
And to make it really pop.
Okay, now mulching is not just about the beauty of it, but it serves a purpose, right, from a health aspect of the rest of your garden.
Absolutely. A lot of people will use the mulch as an aesthetic purpose, but that's really not the most important part. The most important part is to hold moisture. You really want that to give some nutrient to the roots and give some oxygen levels, and really let those roots take.
Chris, a few minutes ago you talked about pruning and how important that is, and it really is so important because you're making this investment, right, in all these plants and the planting, and if you don't take care of them, they're not gonna last, they're gonna look terrible.
Correct.
So what are we talking about pruning back here?
Well, with pruning, this is a screening pruning. It's evergreen trees usually. That's gonna give you the blockage that you want. These trees were planted last year, so they haven't had much significant lateral growth, more upwards.
Okay.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take off a foot or so of the top and allow the auxin, which is that chemical component that allows it to elongate, to stop there, and allow the lateral shoots to fill in and make it nice and lush.
When we're talking about pruning, is there a certain time of year that it's best to do the pruning?
Yes, it would be best to do it during the spring or fall, depending on when the plant was planted. These were planted last year during the spring, so I'm going to do it this spring rather than the fall. They need a nice time to acclimate before you start that pruning.
So usually about 12 months if you're going to plant something.
A year, so spring to spring or fall to fall.
Well, another part of sprucing up is cleaning up. For example, take a look at this chair. Obviously, it's been sitting outside and nobody's been paying any attention to it. You can clean it up using Spray and Forget Outdoor Furniture Cleaner. It's eco-friendly. It actually rejuvenates the hard surfaces that you're going to be cleaning, and it can actually protect it from the UV rays. So you can use it on awnings, pool covers, or patio furniture. Shake up the bottle, you go ahead and give it a spray, and you want to kind of cover all that material and get it nice, even coverage of the cleaner on top of it. Now, I sprayed a little bit of this on here before our cameras roll because the whole idea behind the Spray and Forget is the cleaner you want to allow to kind of work itself in to sort of take that organic material, that dirt and that grime that's on there, and start to tear it up a little bit so when you go to clean it off, it comes off easily. So then you just take a wet rag like this, and then you start cleaning it off. And you're going back and forth, and you're working back and forth with that cleaner, and you see how with just a little bit of elbow grease, not much, you start to get all of that material off of there, and just kind of scrub it away and clean it and work it back and forth. You may have to reapply again. But the whole idea behind this is that that organic material and discoloration that was there is going to go away. A little elbow grease and it looks a lot better. Oh, and when you're done, go ahead and give it one more spray, because what that's going to do is provide UV protection and protect the surface from other organic material getting on there and keeping it dirty. Like the bottle says, spray and forget. So These are just a few of the spruce ups you can do to get your outdoors looking great. Now all you have to do is do it.